The temple is by far one of the most recognizable stages in all of Smash history due to the fact that it's been in every incarnation of Super Smash Bros. Outside of the original N64 and 3DS versions of the game. In Melee, it serves as the home stage for characters in both the Zelda and Fire Emblem franchises due to the fact that Marth and Roy did not have a stage of their own. Yet, where does the temple originate from? Well, luckily for you guys, your friendly neighborhood Trailer Drake is here for a Smash history lesson. For the most part, the temple is based on the many palaces from The Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Still, isn't it odd that the stage is called Temple instead of Palace? The reason behind this is because they're actually called temples in the Japanese version of Zelda 2. It's also worth noting that Zelda 2 is the only game in the Zelda franchise to be a 2D platformer. Okay, except for the CDI games, but those really don't count. However, this could just be a coincidence due to the fact that Smash Bros. Is a fighting game, but you get the exact same perspective of the characters in Smash Bros. As you do of Link in Zelda 2, so that's pretty neat. Enough stalling though, let's take a look at the stage itself. The entrances to each palace in Zelda 2 are identical. Walk up a couple of steps, pass a statue, and go down an elevator. At the far left side of the temple, it appears we get just that. A couple of steps, the corridor that normally houses a statue, and a tunnel leading down to an underground area. Oddly enough, I've seen reports all around the internet that claim that in the beta version of Super Smash Bros. Melee, the temple stage originally had an elevator in place of the underground tunnel. However, the only visual proof that I've seen of this mysterious elevator is this super small split-second glimpse of the temple's beta form in Super Smash Bros. Melee's special movie. The elevator was most likely removed to help balance the game, but that's fine because now we have the super amazing The palaces in Zelda 2 are notorious for being large and expansive, which is appropriate considering the fact that the temple is by far the largest stage in Melee. So how do you represent these massive dungeons in Zelda 2's weird overworld? Well, with this icon, of course. Now take a look at the background at the top of the temple stage and tell me what's there. Yup, it's the exact same icon brought to life in glorious 3D. Still, that's not the only background building Easter egg in the temple. Take a look at the right-hand side of the stage. The background seems to contain a building that looks remarkably similar to the Temple of Time in Ocarina of Time. You guys might have noticed that I haven't really talked about any of the platforms at the bottom of the stage, and honestly, that's because I can't seem to find anything that harkens back to any of the original Zelda games. However, this bottom area is notorious in the Smash Bros. Community and was even dubbed the Fight Club by Nintendo Power. But why is it named that? Oddly enough, it's not because the movie/book Fight Club started out as a literal underground organization, but it's actually because battles down here let you really rack up the damage percentages. You see, with an environment like that of the Fight Club, players with high percentages get smacked around with less chance of being blasted off. Take it from me, if you're starting to get hurt in the temple, make your way down or Hyrule Jump your way to the Fight Club. Wait, you guys don't know about the Hyrule Jump? This is one of my favorite techniques! The Hyrule Jump is a great tactic to put some distance between you and your enemies. Run off the right-hand side of the upper level and maneuver yourself onto the small platform at the bottom of the stage. This move has saved my skin on more than one occasion. Anyway, enough about all that, let's get back to analyzing. There's text written all over the stage in Hylian. There have been multiple Hylian alphabets over the years, and the temple is a great example to prove this. In Melee, the text looks reminiscent of that seen in Ocarina of Time, but it's not. Nintendo officially released a decoder for the language used in Ocarina of Time, and while visually similar, the language seen in the temple is not this. But don't worry, because in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, the text is actually changed to the language that first appeared in the Wind Waker. In order to translate this, we need to first convert the Hylian into Japanese hiragana and katakana, and that gives us... So what's that in English? The Omega version of this stage has you fighting on a floating island with the temple broken into chunks in the background, yet take a look at the pieces back there. There's only 2 chunks present, so what happened to the third one? Nobody knows. Anyway guys, that's all I have for today, but if you like me branching out into stages, please let me know in the comments and I might just do more. Still, if you guys haven't gotten sick of my annoying voice yet, you can always just mosey on over to my personal channel and check out my unpopular Nintendo opinions. Or you can just stick around right here and watch my recent analysis on Bowser and Bowser Jr. Still, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me which characters and/or stages you'd like to see me analyze next.